Vaccine to arrive in the country today. Vaccinations and adherence to health guidelines suggested by specialist physicians to prevent corona infections. Corona infection on the rise in border districts. Bangladesh extends border closure with India till 14th of June to prevent spread of coronavirus. Like other countries of the world, tasks of preparing national identity cards should be in hands of concerned ministry and government, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Global death toll from COVID-19 crosses 35,60,000 and more than 17 crore 10,95,000 infected so far. And Bangabandhu Dhaka Premier Cricket T20 League kicks off today. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mashrufa Hussain, welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. Those were the headlines, and now moving on to the details. The Cabinet has approved in principle the draft of Finance Companies Act 2021. The approval was given at a cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today. The Prime Minister attended the virtual meeting from Ganabhavan. The meeting was attended by members of the Council of Ministers and concerned secretaries. Under the draft of Finance Companies Act 2021, non-banking financial institutions will not be able to carry out any financial activities without the approval of Bangladesh Bank. After the cabinet meeting, Cabinet Secretary Khondokar Anwarul Islam said this at a briefing at the Secretariat. Cabinet gave in principle and final approval to the draft of the Opposition Leader and Deputy Leader's Remuneration and Privileges Act 2021. Cabinet also approved in principle the draft of Bangladesh Homeopathic Medical Education Act 2021. Replying to a question by reporters on whether the Cabinet has any decision on the lockdown, the Cabinet Secretary said the field administration has been instructed to impose lockdown in areas which are vulnerable to corona infection. The Cabinet Secretary added that the Cabinet members, including the Prime Minister, called upon the media to campaign more to motivate people to follow the health guidelines. Today's meeting approved the draft of agreement between the Government of Bangladesh and Botswana on visa exemption for holders of diplomatic and official passports and the draft of Bangla and English versions of National Financial Insertion Strategy. 36 COVID-19 patients died and 1,710 new cases were traced today in the country. Director General of Health Services DGHS in its routine daily statement said the death toll has risen to 12,619 from coronavirus and the tally of infections has risen to 8,540,000. The recovery count rose to 7,40,372 after another 1,567 patients recovered during the past one day. The statement said 9.41% of 18,178 samples tested were positive today. DGHS statistics showed that the people infected from the beginning, 92.48% recovered, while 1.58% died. The statement said of the 36 deaths, 4 is between 31 and 40 years, 5 in their 40s, 9 in their 50s, while 18 are above 60 years. 25 out of the 36 people died today were male, while 11 were female. DGHS informed that today 9 people died in Dhaka Division, 12 died in Chattogram Division, 8 died in Rajshahi Division, 6 died in Khulna Division and 1 died in Sylhet Division. 1,620,000 dose corona vaccine of Pfizer-BioNTech is coming to Dhaka tonight. Vaccination of second dose of Oxford AstraZeneca is continuing. Besides, also vaccines from China are also being given. Coronavirus has been changing characteristics since the beginning of infection. The symptoms are changing and new complications are seen in the patients due to the changed characteristics. According to the Department of Health, so far 4 types of coronavirus variant has been found in 140 of 263 samples after genome sequences in the country. Of these, 27 are from the UK, 85 from South Africa, 5 from Nigeria, and 23 from India. The characteristics of Indian variants are currently alarming around the world. Experts say there is no alternative to vaccines to prevent infection of any coronavirus variant, including the Indian variant, as well as maintaining health guidelines. Although the rate of COVID-19 infection has been reduced in the country, but still the condition in bordering districts have aggravated severely. The corona infection is in upward trend in 14 border districts. As such, surveillance in those bordering districts has been tightened further. At the backdrop of increasing infections, full lockdown has been reimposed in Chapai-Nawabganj district with 7 days of extension. 3 persons have died while 93 patients have been infected newly as COVID-19 positive in Chapai-Nawabganj. Of them, 7 are of Indian variant. Rajshahi Medical College authorities say the total death toll stands at 36. Chapai-Nawabganj district administration has hoisted red flag to alert the people there. All business centres and super shops remain closed except pharmacies and kitchen market. Law enforcing agencies in the district have set up checkposts and collected 23,000 taka as fine from the arrogant and disobedient people. In Shatkhira district, 37 people have been infected with COVID-19, bringing the total number of patients at 1,600 so far. The rate of infection has also been increased in Thakurgarh district in the last few days. Out of a total of about 1,700 patients found in the district, 36 of them have succumbed to death. Besides, corona infection is rising in an alarming rate in the district of Natur. The rate of infection in the district is about 50%. 25% have died in the district so far. The district police has set up checkposts at different road crossings to increase awareness amongst the people. The government has taken various steps, including special lockdown to face the corona situation in the border districts. Experts said effective lockdown is needed besides local corona identification systems and increasing treatment facilities. Corona infection rate has increased up to 75% after Eid ul-Fitr in Chapai-Nawabganj district. Experts think the corona infection rate has increased rapidly in the district due to negligence of maintaining hygiene rules by the people. Virologist Professor Dr. Nozrul Islam has stressed on to increase local medical facilities besides lockdown in the border area to stop the spread of infection to other areas. Rajshahi civil surgeon said the government has taken various measures including effective lockdown besides proper isolation to contain spread of coronavirus from virus hotspot Chapai-Nawabganj. Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said the Home Ministry should be entitled to issuing national identity cards like that of other countries in the world. He said this while briefing journalists at the National Press Club today. The Information and Broadcasting Minister responded to the demand of BNP leaders on sending Khaleda Zia abroad. He said the BNP leaders should thank the government for facilitating the highest treatment to convicted Khaleda Zia in a free environment instead of jail.
জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্র আর ভোটার আইডি কার্ড এক বিষয় নয়। জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্র দেয়া হয় যে শিশুটি জন্মগ্রহণ করবে, করার পর থেকে শুরু করে একেবারে আমৃত্যু যারা বেঁচে থাকেন সবাইকে জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্র দেওয়া হবে। পৃথিবীর সব দেশে এই জাতীয় পরিচয়পত্র আইদার স্বরাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয় অথবা অন্য কোনো মন্ত্রণালয় করে। এটি নির্বাচন কমিশন করে না। নির্বাচন কমিশন শুধু ভোটার তালিকা নিয়ে কাজ করে। যখন এটি একটি প্রকল্প হিসাবে শুধু ভোটার তালিকা প্রণয়নের বিষয় ছিল, তখন সেটি নির্বাচন কমিশনের হাতে ছিল, যেটা ছিল যৌক্তিক। যখন এটি ভোটার তালিকা নয়, এখন ন্যাশনাল আইডি কার্ড করা হচ্ছে, তখন এটি আসলে সরকারের হাতে বা সরকারের সংশ্লিষ্ট মন্ত্রণালয়ের হাতে থাকায় যুক্তিযুক্ত। পৃথিবীর সব দেশেই তা। এবং প্রথমত এই ন্যাশনাল আইডি কার্ড এটি দেওয়ার জন্য যে তথ্য উপাত্ত সেটি স্বরাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয় সংগ্রহ করে। স্বরাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয়ে পাসপোর্ট দেয়, বিদেশে যারা অবস্থান করছে তাদেরকেও স্বরাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয়ের পাসপোর্ট দেয়, তাদেরকেও ন্যাশনাল আইডি কার্ড দেওয়া হবে। সুতরাং এখানে এই ক্ষেত্রে যে সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে সেটি সব অন্যান্য পৃথিবীর অন্যান্য দেশের মতোই সিদ্ধান্ত, এবং এটি ন্যাশনাল আইডি কার্ড দেওয়ার জন্য। আর ন্যাশনাল আইডি কার্ড দেওয়ার পর 18 বছরের বেশি বয়স্ক যারা ভোটার হওয়ার জন্য উপযুক্ত, তাদের তালিকা তো অবশ্যই সেটি নির্বাচন কমিশনের হাতে হস্তান্তর করা হবে। সুতরাং এখানে যেটি নির্বাচন কমিশন থেকে যে আশঙ্কার কথা বলা হয়েছে সেটি আসলে অমূলক, এবং এটি স্বরাষ্ট্র মন্ত্রণালয়ের হাতে থাকাই যুক্তিযুক্ত।
Earlier, the Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood took part in a discussion marking World Tobacco Free Day, organized by the Anti-Narcotics and Drugs Organization, MANUSH. Dr. Orup Ratan Chaudhary, the founder-chairman of the organization, amongst others, also spoke. The Information and Broadcasting Minister laid emphasis on family awareness to keep youths away from smoking. Now, international news. COVID-19 global death toll surpasses 35,58,000 and 17,11,35,000 people have been infected globally. The United States, the worst corona-affected country in the world, has now over 3,40,03,000 confirmed cases and more than 6,09,000 deaths. The death toll in India climbed to over 3,29,000 and the total tally of COVID-19 cases is over 2,80,47,000. Meanwhile, amid calls for a fresh probe into the origins of COVID-19, an explosive new study has found that Chinese scientists created the virus in a lab in Wuhan and then tried to cover their tracks by reverse engineering versions of the virus to make it look like it evolved naturally from bats. It was reported yesterday, citing a new research paper by British professor Angus Dalglish and Norwegian scientist Dr. Birger Sorensen. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen has urged young scouts to come forward to assist general people in coping with the climate change and save the planet. The Foreign Minister was delivering his speech virtually as the chief guest at the closing ceremony of Scout Conference for Sustainable Development under the Dhaka OIC Youth Capital 2020 in Dhaka today. Dr. Momen said the year-long programs of the OIC Youth Capital are helping to foster cooperation amongst the member states in the field of youth policy as well as enhancing solidarity amongst Muslim youth. The Foreign Minister also called for the implementation of the principles of the Scout movement for the overall development of the world. Three times as many shelters were kept ready in accordance with hygiene to deal with the cyclone Yash in corona infection. At the same time, preparations were made to take 100% of the people to shelter to keep death in zero quota. State Minister for Disaster Management and Relief Dr. Mohammad Enamur Rahman said this at a meeting with Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Vikram Doraiswamy at the Secretariat today. Secretary of the Ministry Mohammad Mohsin was present at that time. Appreciating the success of the government of Bangladesh in disaster management, Vikram Doraiswamy said, Government of India to continue its support for the development of Bangladesh. Now news on sports. Sheikh Jamal Dhanmondi Club beat Khelaghor Samaj Kollan Samiti by 22 runs in the Bangabandhu Dhaka Premier Division T20 Cricket League today at Mirpur Sher-e-Bangla National Cricket Stadium. Sheikh Jamal won the toss and decided to bat first. They scored 166 runs for 6 in their stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Khelaghor Samaj Kollan Samiti managed to score 144 runs for 8 in their stipulated 20 overs. Mohammedan Sporting Club defeated Shinepukur Cricket Club by 3 wickets at BKSP in Savar. Shinepukur batted first and scored 125 runs for 6 in their stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Mohammedan Sporting Club reached their victory target and scored 129 runs for 7 in 19 overs, 5 balls. Shakib Al Hassan bagged 2 wickets and scored 29 runs for Mohammedan. In the other match of BKSP Savar, Prime Bank Cricket Club beat Mahmudullah Riyad's Ghazi Group cricketers by 7 wickets. In the morning matches, Mushfiqur Rahim's Abohani Limited defeated Partek Sporting Club by 7 wickets by the Duckworth-Lewis method. The match between Legend of Rupganj versus Old UHS and Brothers Union versus Prime Dholeshwar Sporting Club were ended, dividing the points down due to rain. And now to end the bulletin, a repeat of the top stories. Cabinet in principle approves the draft of Finance Companies Act 2021. Pfizer vaccine to arrive in the country today. Vaccinations and adherence to health guidelines suggested by specialist physicians to prevent corona infections. Corona infection on the rise in border districts. Bangladesh extends border closure with India till 14th of June to prevent spread of coronavirus. Like other countries of the world, tasks of preparing national identity cards should be in hands of concerned Ministry of Government, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Global death toll from COVID-19 crosses 35,60,000 and more than 17 crore 10,95,000 infected so far. And Bangabandhu Dhaka Premier Cricket T20 League kicks off today. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite